I brought my long legs. Daddy! We'll do it live! Welcome back. So, for a long time we went as Round to the Knights table, and we've decided to change a little bit of a rebranding, reimagining of things. So now we're going to be known as Saw It in Theaters. And it all started as a little bit of an inside joke.
I wanted to be a part of one day. Finally am.
And he got to the big show.
We'll eventually get a set schedule going. We're
Mondays, Thursdays, looking at 3 p.m. Our Monday review will be just a spoiler-free of the movie we saw over the weekend. So this weekend, we saw Longlegs. Longlegs starring Maika, Monroe, Blair, Underwood, Nicolas Cage. And it is essentially an FBI manhunt, small scale,
for a serial killer
known as Longlegs. Very Zodiac type.
Very Zodiac.
Leaving letters behind and all that.
We're going to go as spoiler-free as possible. We can't guarantee something won't slip through the cracks, but any spoilers are going to be minimal.
I guarantee it. I edit.
And it's on the box.
Perkins. This is directed by Oz Perkins, who's Anthony Perkins' son, who is Norman Bates in Psycho.
I really did like the cinematography of this movie.
Yeah, I like the tone of it. I thought the opening sequence of this was really good. You kind of get
You get that nice old school feel to that opening sequence. It really took us by surprise the way this movie opens, because you're like, is the whole movie actually going to be like this?
And I kind of wish that it would have been.
I'm glad that they go back and forth, though.
Maika Monroe, she's from It Follows. I thought she had a pretty good performance.
Maika Monroe, I thought she did fantastic in her role.
Yeah. She's very stoic in the way that she approached this. I think that has to do with what happens to her character.
A little bit of that past trauma,
Yeah.
You guys get it.
Well, let's talk about Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage he's Nicolas Cage. We did just recently watch The Unbearable Weight.
Any role you get Nicolas Cage in, he's going to give you 110%. Guaranteed.
For better or for worse. He brought a performance to this role, and I'm curious what you thought.
We got a little bit of that unhinged Cage. And I thought we were going to get a little bit more unhinged than we did in a few select scenes.
Yeah.
And, I didn't expect him to be as reserved as he was in this film.
Yeah.
He is, I guess some people would call it uncaged.
Jesus Christ.
At first I wasn't even sure it was him. One, because of the makeup and such.
Yeah.
But two, also, his voice was a little different as Longlegs.
Yeah. I brought my long legs. And there's parts of this of his thing where it's very Nicolas Cage. It's either gonna be comical or it's gonna be creepy.
And I really expected the creepy. A lot of people had said, "Oh, this movie's so scary. He is so scary in this movie. It was unnerving." I didn't get that unnerved feeling. I didn't get that scary feeling from either the movie or him. I just got, Nicolas Cage, which I'm fine with. I'm a Cage fan.
Yeah, he is.
Should brought my pillow.
I jumped internally.
A couple
and that was a good blend of the sound, and I don't mind jump scares. I don't. I agree. I think that this movie didn't live up to the scariness.
Right.
That I was hoping for, and maybe that's on me. I should have not gone in there with any expectations, but I didn't go in there like oh, this movie better be great, or this movie better be like this. The things that I think worked well that Oz Perkins did was the framing. She was reading a letter, and there's framing of another room behind her, and you're waiting even for like that strangers moment when Liv Tyler's standing in the middle of the room, and where the killer is standing in. I was waiting for that moment, and
you get it in some scenes, but the fact that you get it in some makes you look in every scene in the background. You're focused more on the background of every scene than you are front and center focus.
Blair Underwood, I thought, understated in this movie.
Yes.
I think my first introduction to Blair Underwood was Just Cause, which is an old movie with Sean Connery, Lawrence Fishburne. I like that movie. It gets shitted on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 29 or whatever it is. There's a secret, and that's what it is. There's a secret, and it doesn't really get to that point where I was like, oh, this was a great movie.
It was a twist, but you didn't get that twist payoff feeling.
Fell a little flat. Any other bad things that you disliked about Longlegs? Longlegs.
They call it Longlegs. The runtime wasn't very long of this movie.
That's a good thing.
But at the same time, it felt longer than it was.
That's a bad thing.
But
that's a maybe thing.
It also, you were wanting more from this movie. There wasn't a time I was wanting it to end quicker. It was like, okay, this is nice. Let's keep going.
Even the end, when it's that thing, ... I still wanted more. And maybe that's because some things were left unanswered. Or, well, not that it was left unanswered. Maybe it's because I was left unfulfilled.
Right. So the mom in this kind of made me think of
Bev from Midnight Mass.
A little bit of Bev, but also from Midnight Mass, the doctor's mom. Made me think of her a little bit.
She's hot. Oh, you know what? I'm going to throw this one in here. Kiernan Shipka's in this movie. And I thought she had a small role. Very small role. I didn't even realize she was in it until I saw her name on the opening credits. But I thought it was very, very strong.
It was.
Very strong. I remember her from Mad Men and know she was in, like, Sabrina.
The score for this movie was pretty good. It gave a little extra tension at some points. And really, it gave just a decent feel for the other points. The rest of the movie was just nice. Sometimes it was quiet. And that was helpful to the scene.
There's a lot of times I felt like the sound design in this, almost like a fan going off, and then all of a sudden it stops. Yeah. That being said, how would you score this movie? Let me just fuck up all the sound.
I went in not as high of hopes as you did, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much
high hopes.
I actually liked this movie.
No, I'm surprised. Because I didn't get that feeling from you.
I didn't really expect to like it, but the more I think about it now, the more I do. I'm going to give this movie a solid 7.5.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I stayed up thinking about this movie, and if a movie could do that to me, then there's something to it. Now, I know there's a lot of imagery. I know there's a lot of stuff that my dumb mind will not comprehend. I'd have to rewatch it a few times and watch other YouTube channels for Easter eggs or whatever their breakdowns are. 7.8. This video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You're new. We're gonna be giving away cool stuff this year when we hit 500 subscribers. So be one of them, and you can be one of them to get this. Join us next time. Only on Saw It in Theaters.